Trauma means injury. That's what the word means. So it's an injury to the body, to the mind, to the spirit. And that's really all it is. The idea is, fundamental idea is, if you are in the present right now, the past loses its hold on you. The problem with trauma is not that we experience it, it's that we keep on experiencing it, experiencing it.
One of the amazing things about being able to really work with trauma successfully, to transform trauma, is that every time we do that, we become stronger, we become more resilient human beings. You seem more clear, more focused. And that's part of the magic of transforming trauma, is that it really helps us embody authentic spiritual experience.
I think that one of the greatest gifts we have, all of us together, is that we are all on the same, I call it the wheel of trauma transformation. We're all on it. And that's a very comforting feeling, that I'm no different from you, you're no different from me. We're all on the same wheel, we're just on it in different places. And I may be going through something that puts me on the wheel here in a more acute state, and maybe you're over here on the wheel of trauma transformation, but we're all on it together. And the beautiful thing about it is, if we can address it and tackle it and look at it in a very honest way and try to heal each other and ourselves, none of us are permanently stuck somewhere on the wheel. That's the transformation.
Well, one of the things that's really important to understand with trauma is that so much of it is physiological. It actually gets locked in the body. Trauma unresolved can be a bit like living in a somewhat unending hellish place. But trauma resolved, actually, you have to pull on resources and develop your capacity of resiliency so much to manage and integrate trauma that you actually become a bigger, more compassionate person. If you think of like trauma constricts us like a spring, if you think of like a spring that's tight, 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 it's the same energy that's locked in the spring that fuels the transformation.
You can't just say, I should snap out of it, and if I can't snap out of it, then there's something even worse wrong with me, and you just end up feeling worse and worse about yourself, when the bottom line is it's a physical problem. And if you take the opportunity to go to an EMDR therapist, we can identify the memory that's at the bottom of the problem, prepare you in a certain way, and allow it to process so that it's your own brain doing the healing.
Trauma pervades our culture. It's unfortunate, but it does. And statistically, the estimates are that 85% of us will experience some kind of a traumatic event in our life. Media has a very important role in breaking down stigma around mental health and seeking treatment. It should be no more shameful to seek psychotherapy for PTSD than it should be to seek chemotherapy for cancer. As she settled into our lives, I really decided that I might want to use her in my work. And so occasionally she does a little double duty, mommy's little girl, and then also as an animal therapy dog.
What happens when you transform trauma is you become, in a way, it's what you actually are calling this whole show, which is transformation through trauma. And it creates a willingness and a desire to help other people. There's not one survivor I know that when they've done their own healing doesn't want to go out and bring it to everybody else.
I've been working with Congresswoman Spear. I've been working with Senator Gillibrand. And what I try to do is let survivors know that they're not alone, and that, I give out my Twitter address and let them just contact me, because I just don't want them to feel alone anymore. So I'm trying to do a lot of outreach, and it helps me with my healing.